Hey everybody, hi. We'll take the first minute or so for everyone to get in, get settled, get speakers turned on, things like that. We'll do a little housekeeping first. If you've been to our webinars before, you know they're very interactive, very conversational, very casual. You guys can pop in anytime you'd like. You can pop into the chat. The comments will be integrated into the conversation. If they don't fit right away, we will come back at the end and make sure that everybody's comment was addressed one way or the other. So with all that said, we'll jump right into it. I am Stephanie. I am your brand experience manager. And what that means is I make sure that you have the best experiences with brands. And when you think of education and superior products, you always think of MedSpa Distributors. I'll turn it over to Pam. Let Pam do a little introduction of herself as well.
Hi, everybody. I'm Pam from MedSpa Distributors. Just wanted to, rock my shirt here that says cheers to 10 years with Hale and Hush. So in honor of Kris being here, and this is her whole birthday month, I wanted to take and wear my shirt because of her. Talha, I still love you too, but okay. So I'm going to really enjoy getting to talk to everyone about retailing and what things that might make you think, oh, why didn't I been doing that? So that's kind of the thing I want you to think about, and know that it's always interactive. So I will turn it back over to Stephanie.
Okay, let's do a little introduction of Kris. Just tell the audience a little bit about you, your general elevator speech.
Oh, I don't know if I have a pitch like that, but I'm Kris Campbell, owner of Hale and Hush, and love working with MedSpa. And actually, I do some business with Talha too. We're good friends, so it's kind of nice to have him on here because we see each other at trade shows all the time too, and now we have to watch each other on Zoom. So I know I was glad to come in here. I see my Hushy of the Year there, Amanda Mazur online, Tina, Crystal. I see people I know on here. Thank you guys for coming on here. You've probably heard me talk 1,000 times, but wait till you hear what Talha has to say because he's got some really great tools that you can use with Hale and Hush. And that they're a great combo to work together. We try to send people back and forth to each of our booths at the trade shows, and Pam does that the same, and Stephanie gets getting us to work together as a team and collaborating and see how we can work together to build your sales.
Perfect. How about you, Talha? Little elevator speech from you as well.
All right. So my name is Talha. I'm new to this. I never did it before. So I'm a owner of Zach, and we do devices, portable devices that retails really well. And the devices we actually have go really well with Helen Hush, which is Kris. Uh, she is amazing, and also MedSpa, which they distribute our products, and that's about it.
Yeah. All right, so what we're going to do today, like Pam said, is we're going to talk about not only why we should be retailing, but advanced ways on how to integrate it into our client's lifestyle, where it's not just selling devices, it's not just pushing product. We're creating this lifestyle, which they want. They clearly want that. They're coming to you. So we're using retail as a way to enhance not only their lifestyle, but their results too. Because not when we're working in the treatment room and at home, we've got this beautiful full cycle of results. So go ahead and drop in the chats if you guys had to rate your retail sales right now. Where are you on a scale of 1 to 10? I'll wait for those responses to come in so we can chat about it a little bit. Do you need some help with it? Do you feel like a rock star in it that just needs a tip or two? Let me get kind of a pulse point of where we're at.
10 the best or 1 the best.
Mm-hmm. About a 6. Okay. All right. So got a good foundation, but open to some suggestions. Okay. About a 6, about a 4. Okay. So we will a little bit more confidence in the retail area. About a 5, about the same thing. A 7. We've got a 7 in here. Okay. So basically we've all got at least a level of comfort with it, but just a little tweaking of where we can finesse it a little bit. Let's talk about the retail revolution. Why do we need to diversify right now? It is incredibly important because clients are going to buy these things from somewhere. What I always teach my estheticians is I want you to be the source for everything skin. Literally everything. I want to even so far as makeup brushes. Zach's has makeup brushes. So open and expand what you think of as retail. It's not just products. It's devices. It's tools. It's makeup remover pads. It's everything they need in that bathroom. Period. So Pam, what do you think is one of the main reasons estheticians need to be selling these versus, say, having their clients go to Amazon?
Well, like a shampoo, they're going to buy it somewhere. They're going to buy something somewhere. I'd rather them not go to CVS and buy it. I want them to use what I think is best for their client's skin. So it kind of, filters down that way. So in my case, if they're going to buy a cleanser, sure, they could buy one somewhere else, but I'd rather them use a cleanser. Maybe that's a mandelic cleanser. That's, the different types, of cleansers, depending on what their clients need. So I just want to keep it in-house, everything in-house.
Kris, I'm sure you probably have a similar viewpoint there as well. Why is it so important for us to be the source versus all the internet sources where they pick it up from Amazon?
I don't want to get the emails anymore or the phone calls saying, my esthetician told me to call you to buy the products from you. You guys would not believe how many calls I get and emails on a daily basis that they reach out to us and they're looking for the products. And I'm like, we don't sell to the public. Pam doesn't sell to the public. So I'm like, they're reaching out. I'm like, why don't you have it in your treatment room available for them? Why did you let them walk out the door? Why aren't you sampling to them so that they come back to you? But I mean, if you have it right there, how much a quiet wash is a cost of $12 wholesale to you guys, $24 retail to have one sitting on your shelf to get out to, that's something you always retail out the door. But I don't know where to send them, and we don't sell to the public. I mean, there are estheticians that sell our stuff online. They have to sign an internet sales agreement, but there's a quota for that. You have to sell so much. You have to be trained by us, all these things. So there's all these requirements. And just because you sell it online doesn't mean they're coming to find you there unless you're doing ads.
So did you guys hear that? She literally just said your clients are calling her to order. She just said that, guys.
And also another thing that she said that was really important. She says, you give them samples, but Kris, I know you also explain to people how to use those samples. In other words, you don't just hand them out to them and expect that they're going to come back to you unless there's a way to make that want them. They're going to want to come back to you. Otherwise, like you said, you give them a sample and then they call Hale and Hush and they say, hey, I want to buy this. Okay, that was not effective marketing.
Yep. How about you, Talha? Let's talk about devices. Why a device from an esthetician is far superior than just buying a device off of Amazon.
Okay, so when you are using it on your client, you're already planting that idea and they want that device, right? So when you are already planting that idea into their mind, that's marketing right there. But there's one more step that you need to tell them, we have this device, sell it to them, because they already have that in their mind. So they're going to go out and buy it somehow. Because that's how the mind works. Well, if you show it how, when you show it how the device works and the result out of it, they will go out and ask question, hey, I have seen this device there. I have seen this device over there. Like on Amazon, they're going to go see it. But the thing is, they're not going to get the same quality. But they don't know that until you tell them. So if you're already planting that idea, for that device or any product, like Kris said, the people are calling her to buy the product. You already planted that idea. So why not just sell it? That's easy sell for you guys.
Yeah, he's exactly right. They heard about it from you. They saw how it can be effective from you. The purchase needs to be from you, especially important because we're helping write the protocol for it. What I really want to hint on is when they buy from Amazon, they just get the device, no person attached to it. When they purchase from you, they get it integrated into the skincare that they're already doing with purpose and science and reasons why. So that's why I always tell my estheticians, be part of that full cycle. We don't want them just picking and choosing. The reason they came to you as the professional is to get a well-rounded experience, which I personally believe can only come from the things that you recommend. So sounds like we're all on the same page there.
This is something though, I know that they're all thinking, it's like, but if they have everything that they can do on their own, they won't come to me. Well, first of all, that's not true. There's going to be some products that we're not going to retail, that we're going to use professionally. Or there may be like a panel LED, and then at home they can use the LED mask. So think of it as they go hand in hand, and it's going to help us to get the results. So it's not like they'll stop seeing you, but these other devices that will enhance what you're doing to them in the office is what you're looking at.
Yeah. So let's talk about, what are some common retail mistakes that we make? And I've noticed in the comments here where they've already beat me to the punch on my first point, which was waiting for the client to ask. Amanda said that she's afraid of being too pushy and making them feel uncomfortable. They're probably feeling the same. They don't know to ask you until you're like, is there any, are there things that we can do at home to boost your results? Are you interested? That's how you do it. Are you interested in advancing these results with some at-home work? That's a great introductory line. Then they're like, well, yeah, I think I am. And then you can dive into, well, like we did in the treatment room where I used the LED on you, we can continue that at home. So it's not, while it is sales, I understand too, I don't like pushy sales either, but it's more about how do we connect your treatment room to home so that by the time I see you again, we have better results. So sell it as we're enhancing this total package for you, not just the device. I had another comment here about the price. I feel like I get a lot of pushback about the cost of professional dispense devices versus Amazon, and it's a quality thing. It really is. And for example, I'll admit it. I have bought a device or two from Amazon, and they are not the same. They're just not. And I would encourage you to maybe even play around with that too. I hate to say waste money, but if there's an opportunity, or even just Sephora or Ulta, there are devices there as well that, while they say they're the same, they just aren't. They just aren't. So I realize that's kind of hard to convey, but it's really more about your confidence in what you chose and why that I find overcomes that price complaint. Is they see the value of it coming with you as a gift with purchase, basically. Had a question. Let's see. We had, does Zach sell to the public? Talha, I'll let you handle that one.
We do have a retail site that we do sell, but the problem is that we are going to be stopping that pretty soon. But we don't have sales as much as wholesale, so we do have wholesale, like part of it. As for retail, we have it there just for you to tell the customer, okay, this is the retail price. So you could tell them this is the retail price, and you could offer a discount. So it's better for you to offer that discount when they see, for example, they'll see a price for $200. You go offer it for 150, and your price will be $100. That's $50 profit to you. So it's easy sell when they see that retail price.
And also, I want to point out too that Talha and Zach's mostly their marketing is to estheticians. He's at trade shows with us. He spends his time educating estheticians. So while that website is there, like he said, it's more for a price checkpoint so that they are going to check. They're going to look at Instagram. They're going to look online. They just do it. It's consumer behavior. So as long as your pricing is the same and or better, and like I mentioned, combining it with other, and we'll get into this later, how to bundle it with skincare products. But the most important is that it comes with you and it gets integrated into what they're doing. Anybody can go buy anything and open a box, but what really matters is you and your expertise telling them how to use what's in that box. Let's see. Sophie mentioned that's why she loves giving samples. Doing this at no cost to them helps build trust. And when I tell them step by step how to use everything, they end up purchasing more than half the time. She's absolutely right. Sampling. And Kris is fantastic at how to use samples. And I've got that as a bullet point later. So we're going to expand on how to use sampling to build that confidence. Let's see. Also, another mistake that estheticians make is not creating an intentional retail area. Having a table with 3 or 4 products on it is not enough, because sales is a little bit of a visual process as well. So we need a designated area in your spa that is specifically for taking them to and pointing, touching, handing, holding 2 things. We use this together. You need a visual space to sell your retail as well. What are your thoughts on that, Kris? What do you think about a visual space?
I think that works for some spas, but we know a lot of these guys are solo estheticians. So, some things I've seen them do is maybe just put a couple shelves up with one of items at the top. Or maybe when they're doing the facial, intentionally after they use the quiet wash, setting that on a tray to the side. So at the end of that facial, they can grab that back, right in front of them. This is what we use today. Maybe you don't have everything out and it's under the cabinets, is putting it on a tray to show them. I mean, I've gone to get my hair done and they come by with a basket after they've done everything and shown me, what they used. I'm interested to purchase this. I think sometimes the solo estheticians, they don't have big display areas, but there's things you can do to, literally you're moving your stuff off your back bar table to this little tray to show them afterwards. You're not having to have that extra space. It's still in the treatment room with you. Is showing them those type of things, or using the prescription pads of what you used. Having, price points definitely printed on and priced it. We have a little price sheet that you can print off the website. I know MedSpa probably has this too from us, that shows the retail prices. You could just have that on a corner and show the people what you purchased, what they're purchasing, so they can see those price points. But I think it's a lot different. You don't really know what you're getting off of Amazon as far as professional skincare. If you really look at those ingredient decks and they tell you it's going to do X, Y, and Z, they're full of perfume, they're full of parabens, they're full of things that we would not use on somebody with sensitive skin. Yeah, they look like beautiful glossy ads, but they're really not going to do what you're going to need it to do. What you're showing them is working on their skin in a facial. So if you let them walk out the door and they go buy that crap from there, it's not going to be the same results.
How many times have we seen there's knockoff that looks like professional brands, and it's so close that they don't know that they're buying this knockoff?
Oh, I just went yesterday. I used Thrive mascara, popular brand, and I went to look for it on Amazon because they didn't have a sale on Thrive. And there was all these knockoffs, the same bottle, and it said Smith Thrive mascara, or Jones Thrive, and it looked like exactly the same, and it was like $9.99. Normally it's like $30 or something. I went back and bought it from Thrive. Because
Right.
I know who knows what's in that bottle that somebody just threw some label on that looks exactly like theirs, but there's going to be people that are going to go for that price point. I'm not sticking that on my eyelashes and worrying about something happening to my eyes and going blind because I put some crap on my eyes. So, I mean, I think you don't realize that there are those brands that knock off. And like I said, I just saw Thrive yesterday, and there was a whole bunch of them that had the bottle looked exactly the same, and it still said Thrive on it, but it said some other name and somebody else was selling it.
That's what I mean. And educating your clients to let them know that this does exist out there, it's important, because they don't know. A lot of times they just think, oh, it says Thrive, that's it. We're just using that as an example, but it's not the same thing. So you really want to do that service to let your clients know that be careful. It could be old product, it could be expired product, it could be fake product. You don't know. I'm not saying everything on Amazon is, but I'm just saying there is a lot that is that.
Now, Talha, what do you think about a visual space to sell? I think in your case, you have the benefit of the "what is that? What is that?" comment. What is that? I've never seen that. What is this? What do you think
So
of that?
I grew up in retail, right? So my dad owned a retail shop almost 40 years now, 35, 30, 40 years. So I grew up in retail. Everything was we used to sell cell phones. So cell phones are something that you have to have it in your hand for them to buy it, to see it. So my devices, you do need to display them and give it to them in their hand. If you give them in the hand, most likely they like to buy it when they see the things working. As for Kris, also, like she said, if they're doing a treatment, that's a selling point also. That's how you're going to be selling it. But as for retail space, if you have it, put it, because display does matter.
But Kris hit it right on the head too. It doesn't have to be a big area. It just has to be a visually pleasing one.
Exactly.
Exactly. It can be a bookshelf. It can be shelves on the wall. It can be a table. It just has to be appealing.
It's just appealing and also for them to hold it.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
I agree. The little testing area. Pam, did you have a comment?
That's fine.
No, okay. The next common mistake that estheticians make, and we've hinted on it a little bit, was thinking that they're being too pushy. They're there for a reason, and who is more qualified to tell them about their skincare routine than the person who wrote their skincare routine? So I stand by that one, that you're not being pushy, you're just adding value to what you've already provided, which is their home care. Another thing is discounting too much or relying on low profit items. You guys do not, sure, a sale here and there, but you don't have to drop your value. What I suggest in that is having different products at different price points. That way, if price is a concern, and it truly can be, and that's okay. We have to work within the budgets, but that's why I recommend having valuable options at all price points. That way, if there is a concern with the budget, then you've got options, lots of options that you can play around with within that budget. Which of these mistakes do you guys relate to the most? Which one do you think is your stumbling block? Is it thinking you're too pushy? Is it not having a retail space? Is it waiting for the client to ask? Where do you think your stumbling block is? I'd just like to know. Just curious. Amanda said she felt that she was too pushy. Again, we've just kind of discussed that it's not really about being pushy. It's just about selling that you can create this whole skincare bubble for them, and they need to go nowhere else but you. If it has anything to do with skin, it's you.
I think giving them the education, and I'll say this to Amanda because she worked the Vegas show with me and helped me in my booth. Amanda, you were not pushy with sales there. You were educating those other estheticians on what you know and what you do in the treatment room, and they looked up to you and they believed you and you sold products. You weren't even trying to be pushy to the estheticians at the booth. So I mean, that's how you need to talk to your clients is give them the education and talk to them just, hey, this could help a little bit. Maybe try this one product. Don't try to sell them the world at once.
Exactly.
Yes.
Sell them little bits. What are they getting? What are they going to be out of soon? Yeah, I'm almost out of my moisturizer. How about you keep using what you're using, unless it's really bad for them. Keep using what they're using and put this into the plate, and then keep adding. Once you keep doing that, it's easier to sell them more things, especially in the sensitive skincare world. And I think that's the same thing with the tools at all. I see people with the tools, like they want to touch it, they want to feel it, and maybe they don't even look at it. Even if you show it to them, they may think about that as a Christmas gift or put it on their wish list for their husband. It might be too expensive now that you're talking to them. I'm like, well, I don't have that money to spend now, but I'm going to go home and tell my husband I want this for Christmas, that tool that you have, and they remember that and put it on their little wish list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
That's absolutely right.
the thing I like about this is education, right? You have that power. You have that power to educate your customers, your clients. You're not being pushy. Don't advertise as in buy this, sell. Don't say buy word. It's basically educate them what the device does, what the product does. If you do that, I guarantee you that customer of yours or your client of yours is gonna understand the value of that product. And when they understand the value of it, they're not gonna question the cost because if you see the result and they see the value of it, the cost goes out their mind. They will buy it because what I really truly understand is that the main power for you guys is the education which you could give to your clients, and your clients need that education, and the only way they could get it is from you guys. And when you educate them, it makes it easy for the sale.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I have another very small tip, but what I found personally worked for me was just a slight shift in vocabulary. Instead of saying the skin, oh, it does this for the skin, or this, it's for this for skin. I changed that to your. One simple word from the skin to this is how it will help your skin instead of the skin. Just one word seemed to help in quite a few cases. Let's see.
I think
Just
even
reading over my
practicing,
notes. I was reading over our comments here.
if you have SD besties, practice with them. Practice with your, mother-in-law, your kids, whoever, throw something back at me if I offer this, because then you're going to learn how to come back to easily roll off your tongue to sell them something. I used to be in telephone sales for all these different Visa card programs that they used to have back in the early 90s, City Shopper, City Travel. And we were always taught to come back, but we had something that just rolled off our tongue. Oh, I'm so sorry you feel that way, but I'm so confident that once you try this product, you're going to see the results and do the close. But you're going to become, the more you practice it and just role play with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you have SD besties or somebody in your salon mall, or if you're things like that, go talk to somebody who does something else and we role play, because a lot of people don't get those skills in school. Not everybody's done sales growing up and things like that. So I think role playing really helps, because the more you say it, the easier it is.
And like Kris
Mm-hmm.
said, I mean, she has samples too. And for especially the sensitive line, she wants them to try a sample the first time. But then don't keep giving them samples. That's then they can start purchasing.
Yeah, write
And
down what you've given them. So if they keep coming in and asking for a quiet wash sample, you've already given that. How about we try something else?
right.
Because I see estheticians, they keep wanting free things from me. I'm like, but didn't you get a full set of samples when you signed up? And they're like, yeah, but I just want to start buying the enzyme in sample size. I'm like, well, we don't do that. And that's how you need to be with them, is you need to encourage them to purchase. But some people just like to get free stuff all the time. So you keep a list of what you gave them.
And then give them some other one possibly to try. So then, like I said, instead of saying the first time, we're going to give you a cleanser, we're going to give you this, 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 and this. No, you got them to what they could fit in their budget this time. Maybe I'll give them something else I kind of wanted them to get, but maybe they couldn't do it this time. And I'll give them a sample of it. But then I write it down that I gave them a sample of that. So then the next time they would purchase the item.
Yep. Let's move on to creating a retail system that sells while you work. Let's talk about creating a smart product mix. And that can be, like I mentioned earlier, there was a comment in here about the pricing, about how she's finding a roadblock with her clients wanting high quality products, but with the Walmart price tag. Let's talk about why that's not necessarily possible, but a way that how we can convey the value of higher priced items. Now, there are some items out there that when they get them at Walmart, they're convinced that that's what that should cost forever because of the ingredients. It says on the front, oh, salicylic acid or whatever, insert anything. But what they don't understand is the chemistry behind it, where there may be literally a drop of that ingredient. A lot of times your price justification is going to come from the quantity of the ingredients in the product. If you only use a drop of this, a drop of that, it only costs 2 pennies to do those drops. But those 2 drops are not enough. You need 10. So it's the math. It's the math involved in the recipe of these products as well. Kris, I feel like can comment really well on that. Can you expand upon that as far as cost of raw ingredients, things like that, quality of raw ingredients?
Well, there's a cost, so there's a level, but I mean, people don't realize that, we don't run everything through the FDA. So what most of these guys are making claims are totally not accurate. I teach an ingredient class too. I mean, stuff says it's a retinol cream, and there's some retinol palmitate down at the bottom of the listing. Most things you're going to see oil or water as the first ingredient. We are supposed to list stuff in order, what it's in there. When stuff gets down to 1%, we're allowed to mix it up however we want. You guys don't know where that 1% is. But I can guarantee the stuff that you buy at Target and Walmart, usually what you're going to see is water. Then you're going to see some dimethicones and silicones, several of those different ones in there. You're going to see parfum up at the top usually. You're going to see PEG ingredients, parabens, all the preservatives before you even get to the vitamin E that it says it's in there. And there's some tocopherol acetate down at the bottom, but they're able to call it a vitamin E cream.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's really where you're looking where the actives are and what you're going to get as a result. Because yes, dimethicones and silicones, they feel very nice on the skin, but if that's the primary ingredient there is a lot of it in there. guaranteed. And then
Mhm.
everything else, how are those active ingredients that they're putting on, they're going to get through that dimethicone silicones to treat your skin for what you want, the conditions you want it to treat for.
Mhm.
You know, and as
Well,
far as pairing up, like where we're talking about systems and things, I mean, I have a ton of my clients that use us with Zach and their tools. Why wouldn't you be using our oil in the treatment room on their face and then using a Zach roller or the, you know, the gua sha or the mushrooms, or using a serum with something that he has that's going to penetrate? Show how you can use those things together. Maybe they'll buy the serum today and not the tool, or vice versa, but keep that note in there. So if you run a promo at your spa or something coming up, hey, I remembered that you really love that oil. You bought the gua sha, you really love that oil, but now we have this on a special at our spa. This was someone to come back and let you know about that. Keep those notes and keep those things together, because maybe they don't buy it all together at once, but you know that they like them, and go back and add that into some other type of sales promotion later on if they can't afford it all at once.
yeah. Talha, I'd like for you to comment on the importance of actual LEDs versus filtered light. Can you hint on that a little bit?
Yeah. So okay. So every LED has a chip in there. So every chip is designed to give that power. Like for a red light, it's 630 nanometer, right? So you need that for the product to actually work. If it doesn't have that, it will not work. But a lot of people are claiming they have that chip inside. They cannot with that price point. If it's like $50 or $100, they cannot have that many chips inside because the cost goes up. And the chip is not coming from China, they are coming from Korea, the one we have. So, yes, assembled in China, but the chips inside are from Korea. So that's the reason we cannot write made in Korea, because it is assembled and everything is done in China. But the quality of it matters. The LED matters. How many nanometers giving out, the wavelength. So it depends on that for the device to work. If it does not have that, the device is useless. Your money, $50, $100, doesn't matter what you spent, it will not work. You're just spending money on light, which you're getting basically everywhere in your office, in your house. That doesn't affect it. So it does matter for the quality wise. If the quality is not there, you're just wasting money. That's simple as that.
Mm-hmm. And Sophie, I hear you. You want to know how to use the devices with product? I'm getting to it. It's a bullet point. I promise. We'll get there. I make these bullet point lists, and you guys just jump 5 to 10, maybe even 15 minutes before them almost every time.
I saw that Amanda had a question about OTC products. So people use that term very loosely. Truly, if something is controlled by the FDA and we actually have to run it in there, if that's a sunscreen, you'll notice there's like a barcode around the box. There's a border, and it tells you stupid stuff like for use, for sun protection. Of course, we know that, but it's kind of stupid how they do that. But you'll know it's a barcode that it's run through the FDA. SPF, anything with over a 2% salicylic, certain levels of ingredients, certain levels of claims. If you see that border around there and it has an active ingredient list and then inactive, that one, the FDA went through it. And they have to list the percentage of the active ingredient. And then anything in the inactive is still, it starts from the most and down to the last, but after 1%, they can mix it up how they want. So there is no true anybody forcing any of us to list it from down to down, you know, exactly in the exact order that something's in there. Now they are much more strict if you go to Europe and things like that, with what they put in there. I know the US is trying to get more of that, but nobody's asking us to look at I mean, they're just starting to ask us to send in our labels for other products that are not OTC, which is kind of scary. And everybody thinks that all these things are prescription and the FDA is looking at it. And it's not, unless it has that border around it that I'm talking about and inactive and active ingredients. It's not run through the FDA. I'm sorry.
If you want to see the ingredients too, another good thing to ask for is an SDS sheet, your safety data sheet, because at least there's a little bit there that you can check too,
Yeah.
as far as how much of it's in it. But most products that you get, oh, let's just say OTC, that are not FDA registered or cleared, then you're looking at mostly water in the product.
Well, yeah, everything's going to mostly start with water or oil because that's usually the base. And the water isn't just like they took a bucket of water and started dropping in. There is water in all these other complexes, which moves water higher up on the listing. So a lot of things have water in it naturally, different complexes, so it moves it up. But yeah, when you start, it's just scary. I mean, I'm hoping the US gets a little more strict with that because a lot of people, when you see some things totally organic and all you see in there is strawberries and bananas, and that still looks the same 2 months after you buy it, there's something else in that jar. Because
There's
we
a
know our strawberries and bananas don't look that way after 2 months sitting on our shelf or in our refrigerator. So there's stuff that isn't listed, and that's what's scary out there. That's why I'm really good about putting our full ingredient deck, even though we can't fit it on the sample packs. It's on our website for you guys to see. You can give the data sheets that are there to your doctors and things like that. I mean, I know Tal has it, like he has great direction booklets and stuff with his devices and things. And I mean, people need to be able to see those and have that information to accurately get the right types of products and tools that they need.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I also wanted to hint too about if you're not already, I highly encourage you to show your clients using devices and products and such at home as well via social media. Show yourself using these devices. It just creates this again this full picture, this whole cycle thing that they truly can come to you for anything. So with that in mind, let's jump into the fun part and let's dive into all these devices. Let's just talk about all of them and how to use them, how we can integrate them. Let's start with, I'd like to talk just the makeup brushes. Like I mentioned before, I want you to be the source for literally everything that they need. And I guarantee you they're going to need makeup brushes. I'm pulling out this one specifically because this is the one that we love with the bio powder. It's amazing. It's just a great little buffing tool. So anywhere when you have your bio powder on the shelf, you have these right beside them. Right beside them in a display right there. So when you basically sell them together, here's the fantastic powder that we talked about. And from experience, this is the best brush. This is the brush you need. I know you have one that looks just like this, but I promise you this one is the one that works best with this. That's how you do that.
And teach them how to clean it.
Yeah. Because it's true. I thought the same thing. When I was handed this brush, I was like, I got one of these. No, I don't. No, I don't. Not like this. So this is one of my favorites. Sophie says, is it okay to mix bio powder with gel masks from other lines as well?
I don't know what it's going to do with other people's products. I mean, we test it just like all brands do. We have our own protocols and we know how it works together. So I'm sure some people do mix it with other things. I just don't know, how it's exactly going to mix with other people's brands since I haven't tested it.
Yeah. Yep. Let's move on to what I would consider the next level of devices up from this. Here we've obviously got, no motor, no nothing, no on, no off. My next favorite device of not turn on off is gua shes in all of its various forms. Talha, I'll turn it over to you to kind of give us an idea of what you have in that space. For example, like the rollers, the gua shes, things like that.
We have a lot of gua shes, right? But the one we like is the simple one, which is like this one right here. Simple to use. You just go like this. If like you can learn more about it. We have a blog on it, and Kris actually has classes on that also. Kris also has Helen Hush also has this similar one, which works really well. So I would recommend something like simple, where they could use like at home. You could use it on your client. It's simple to use. It's really popular. I like the stainless steel because you can put it in the fridge or freezer. It becomes really cold. It's like ice globe gua sha. So it becomes cold. So it's calming. It's relaxing. You could do that stainless steel. Uh, we do have other ones, but for my top seller is that one.
Yep, and I agree. The stainless steel is great because it's easy to clean. I'm willing to admit I am a big gua sha fan. Love it, love it, love it. But I've moved away from stone gua shas, A, because I break them all the time, and two, because they soak up the oil really bad. So that's why I like the stainless steel one. And with that said, I like the Remedy Rehab oil a lot with gua sha. A lot of other oils don't last for the whole session, and I have to use a lot. 2, 3, maybe 4 drops at most is all I need for the entire face and décolleté. Because it's not soaking up the serum or the oil, I'm able to push it, move it around, and cover the entire area without soaking any product into my gua sha. So if you're not familiar with the silver gua shas, it is absolutely the way to go. It's also a great introductory at-home something to do. If you've got a client that has never done anything at all and budget is a concern, gua sha, 100%. That they can do that easily at home. I consider it kind of a gateway. That's how I got hooked on doing more stuff at home, was just starting with a very simple gua sha.
But I make sure you show them though how to use it, because I watch TikTok and all those other things, and like Talha has rollers and all these other things, and I see people just going and they don't know what they're doing. Show
You're
them how
right.
important it
You're
is to
right.
open up their lymph here. Teach them how to use it so that they properly do it. Otherwise, they're just rolling stuff around and they're not going to get the results. Show them half of the face in the treatment room. Show them with the mirror than what you just did, and then teach them how to do the other half, so that if you're going to retell that for them for home, what kind of results they can be doing in the meantime. Because a lot of people, especially health challenges, things like that, they're carrying a lot of inflammation in their face and in that area. To be able to do that at home every morning is going to help, in between, and make them want to keep coming back to you as well to help learn those tips. But make sure they know what they're doing, because otherwise they're just moving stuff around and it's not going to get the same results at home as you just did if you don't show them how to open up these pathways.
Yep,
Yeah,
you're
and
absolutely right.
if you don't know how to use it, it makes it worse. Like if you're doing it inside of the face, all the blood, everything comes in the middle. You don't want that. You want the blood, everything rotating outside.
Deposit zones.
Yep.
Yes.
So, which let me ask now, all of you SDs that are out there, how many now want that? Did you feel like you were being sold to, or did you feel like you were getting information? Be interesting to see what they think. Because basically right there, I know there's people that are probably out there that go, I want that. I want that. And all you were doing was, we're going to educate you, and then the sales will come from that.
Yeah, it's what does this thing do? Oh, well, I can tell you because I'm very smart and educated in this topic. So then they hear you say that and they're like, oh, it sounds like I need that because I'm a human. Okay, I'll take that. Yeah.
When some people don't realize that they need to move that in their face, they don't see that when they look at themselves. But when you show them a half face after you've done something like that and they see that result, they're like, oh my gosh, that was such a simple thing. How much is that? It's not even hundreds of dollars. It isn't that much of an investment to help do that at home every day. And that's why that's an easy sell, to sell a roller or gua sha, mushroom, any of those things is a quick at-home tool that's not an expensive device. And then when they start seeing stuff like that, you've sold them this tool, and now you've got these other tools that Zach has that, oh my gosh, we did this, we could even do even more with this other option.
Yep. So let's move on to what I consider kind of the next tier. Let's talk about the on-off, the powered devices. Let's start with this little guy, which I instantly fell in love with. Talha, I'm going to turn it over to you to give all the specifics of my new boyfriend here.
Okay, so this is a updated version of the other Zen we had, which you could also find at Hale and Hush with Kris.
Oh, I don't have the new one. You're only getting this one from MedSpa right now. So this is the brand new one.
This is the brand new one. The older one was good too. The new thing about this one is we added mixed light, which is red light and blue light together, and the microcurrent is much powerful than the other one, and it's wider. The face is wider than before. So that's the new upgrade to it. I like this because the way it feels and the way the microcurrent is on this is amazing. Like I used it a couple of times. We have a couple of clients who have used it and they love it too.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of using this over a biocellulose sheet mask. I love it. I love it. It's one of my favorites. Sophie asked if this was it for retail. Yes, this would be your retail. There's also, we'll get to this one next. So it's kind of two levels of retail, and I'll dive into that a little more in just a second once we're going over the second device too. But this one, what I also like too is we are getting some lymphatic drainage with this. So now you can use your gua sha techniques with it too to get some of that lymphatic drainage too. So this is the Zane 2.0. That is the baby sister to the facial rejuvenation device. So Talha, why don't you give me the specifics on this little guy?
Okay, so this device has radio frequency, microcurrent, and 7 different LED. Yes, the red light and blue light is something that's proven. Other lights are still getting proven, but they do work. Like for example, the yellow one, they do work. But this one has radio frequency with EMS with 7 different LED with heat and vibration. So all together, you could also change the level of which are the micro EMS, 3 different levels to it.
Yeah, and level 3 is intense. I can't use level 3. We had a question. Oh, Sophie said she's obsessed with it. So am I. For a very short period of time, he didn't have these while he was redoing the power supply on them, and I was mad. Was I not, Talha? How many times did I tell you to bring this back?
A lot of time. Because this thing, like I said, we have a factory ourselves, right? So we build it ourselves. We do have a factory. We get a lot of stuff from Korea. We get a lot of stuff from out of country other than China, right? So when the stuff comes in, the chip is something that is really, really like limited in Korea. You cannot order 10,000. You cannot order 20,000. They're always out of it, especially for LED. So we have to order in like smaller quantity for us to receive it, and for us to make it in a high quality, we always use the chip from Korea.
Cool. So basically, kind of to compare these two, this one is, like I mentioned, kind of the level 1, level 2. This is more of a automatic car, where this is more of a manual car, where you get to pick and choose what you want, what gear you want to be in, what color, what intensity, where this is kind of on off. This one's a little more customizable. So level 1, level 2, but very similar. 2 different price points with a little more bells and whistles on this one, but similar. We had a comment. Amanda asked if Zax has just a microcurrent. Because we are MedSpa distributors, I am going to insert a few more devices in this conversation. Pam, do you have a Clairblend Mini to hold up?
Yes, I will.
Okay. Okay. Because we are a resource for not only Zax, but Hale and Hush, I would be remiss if I didn't tell you guys about some of the other devices that we have as well, because they work so well with Hale and Hush, and oftentimes are still combined at home with some Zax items too. So what Pam is holding up is our Clairblend Mini, which is just microcurrent. It's an on-off, not adjustable, so it does not replace the microcurrent that you're doing in the treatment room, which is customized to the client. These are specifically meant to enhance and prolong the microcurrent at home. So those are an option from MedSpa distributors. We pair those with Hale and Hush products all the time, as well as a lot of the other products lines that we carry. But I had to mention those. Those have to be brought up in this webinar specifically, because they are a fantastic retail tool for those of you doing microcurrent. While there is some microcurrent features in these two, like if you're looking for strictly microcurrent, that's a good way to go. She asked if you can hold that up again, Pam. Can you show? Let's talk a little bit about what it is, what it does.
It's in the back. There's different. I'm just going to say styles, colors. So you can get in black, or you can get it in amethyst, pink.
Is this more personal use, Pam, to something you retail versus this
Yes.
isn't like the professional in the
Correct. We
treatment
do
room?
have professional ones too, but this one is actually purple. That's actually not purple in my color there. There we go. That's purple.
Yeah.
But yes, this is for home use. We would do the professional treatments, and then for them to maintain at home, we would tell them what products to use and to use the microcurrent device. We could also combine it with like the Zane device too, but this one would be strictly. It doesn't even have an on and off. It's a USB. And a lot of times I just put it into like a portable USB battery, and then I can walk around with it, do whatever I want. I can plug it into the computer if you have a USB port. In the car, if you're not driving, not when you're driving, please. Easy enough to use.
Yeah. And when I mentioned combining it in with other devices, it's the gua sha. I gua sha first, and I would have my clients do that as well. They would gua sha first to move the lymph around, then do the lift. And then we get that current in a little deeper when we move all that lymph and fluid first. I like to pair those with Hale and Hush products for sure. An added benefit of microcurrent is it's going to help penetrate any product that's applied first. So keep that in mind. Any serum that they put on first, we can drive it down a little deeper with the microcurrent. So glad we mentioned that one. Let's now get into some at-home LED devices. How about the mask? Let's talk about the LED mask. They are hot right now and have been and aren't going anywhere. Your clients have seen them all over. We've already talked about why it's important for it to be a true LED bulb. So with that in mind, Talha, can you expand and tell us a little more about your wearable masks? You're muted. Talha, you're muted.
Sorry.
Sometimes you just have to mute him. I don't know.
I want to mute you right now. Okay, so the upgrade version basically has the good thing I like about this is you can increase the level of the brightness right here. And every bulb has three chips in there, right? So which is I've been telling you about the chips. So it has the real power for the home use and also for your client when you're doing it on it, right? Now the good thing about this, I guarantee you, whoever came to you and you have used this on, they have seen it everywhere. They have seen it everywhere, right? Now you have that power, you could sell it to them. It's one of the best seller for us. We are always out of stock at every trade show we have been to. Like the first day or the second day, we're out of stock. And this is something that we cannot keep in stock. It has red, blue, infrared, which is naked to your eye. You cannot actually see the lights, and also mix of all blue and red together. So it has all in one. Other masks, basically, you're gonna see red or blue without the infrared, or you're gonna see red or infrared, like either or. You're not gonna see all in one where you could get all the treatment done all at once. And the good thing is the remote has a battery to it. So if anything goes wrong with the battery, you could just replace it. You don't have to replace the whole mask because even the wire, if you know about iPhone wires, the cables, they break. How often they break because of turning it, right? You could just replace it. Everything is replaceable. You do not have to go out and buy the whole mask. That's the key selling point. So basically, we upgraded the model from the old one where everything was connected together. We made everything detachable.
Here's the old one. He's made it much simpler. I still love this little guy, but without the cord would be cool.
That mask is a great thing. If you start showing people that now, before the holidays, it's something to save for. It's something to, tell your husband you want for Christmas, your kids want it, my daughter's had it, her friends have gotten it, I've had to call Talha up to get it because then one saw it and the other one saw it. But I mean, it's a great option now to start, having maybe a little retail party in September or a little newsletter out to your clients of all these things that, they could order with you so they have an idea what the price point is, but thinking about goodies for Christmas gifts because that mask is going to be hot.
And that is one they're going to want us to get early because Talha's telling you the truth. He out of them. He will.
They're not kidding. Like your peers at these trade shows are cleaning them out every single time. And as soon as we get a box, they're sold. And then when we get a new box on the way, they're pre-sold before they got here. So we're not kidding. If you want these, you got to stay on it and you got to stay on inventory and you have to get them in time for those upcoming events. So always plan ahead. They're worth it, I promise. But they do take some prior planning.
Well, think about those
Hot
retail
right now.
sales with talking to them about when you're talking about stuff for the holidays, put like a little baggie, one of his gua shas or rollers in with some of that oil, little gift idea for people so that they're thinking about those things. To have those things available or on display. Oh, what's that thing up there in that little bag with the bow on it? Oh, this is a great option. Do you need this for grandma or the babysitter or something like that? Is put those things together and let them see them, whether it's a visual in your treatment room or you're doing a little Zoom with them that's pre-recorded or just putting something out in a newsletter with those things together. It's easy. If they can come in and just get it from you and get a whole bunch of gifts for their girlfriends. I mean, I keep stuff like the rollers and oil and stuff like that at my house all the time with some bags. And I always have to go for some last minute gift. I got to take somebody's wife or we're going to dinner. I just grab those things together and people are like, oh my God, what is this? And they're like, they think it's like the biggest thing in the world, but you have a couple things sitting aside.
Yeah, that's one thing. Kris has got a great point. We have to keep in mind that our client is not the only one who may need what's on our shelves. They may have 10 or 15 people in mind and come shopping with us.
Teachers at the holidays, people got to buy a bunch of things. So if you've got some things at a good price point put together for them, that's easy, that's in a cute little baggie or something, get it out to them.
Yeah. And Kris, let's talk about samples, like in those little bags, including some samples. You're the sampling queen. Teach them how to use samples. Give them some tips on how to use those samples to get them back in the spa to turn those into purchases.
No, you've got to sample out to them, especially sensitive skin clients. They've already bought hundreds, if not thousands of dollars of stuff that did not work. It wasn't right for them. It wasn't the right type of thing. So sampling is such an important way to get something out for them. And I just think you guys need to have it. Make sure you're, put them in a little, I see people all the time put them in like little fishing containers or little drawer type things so that they have them easy to grab. They're not digging through a bag of things. But I'm giving them to you guys, Pam, Stephanie, they give them back through MedSpa. So if they order 100 washes from me, I'm giving them at least 100 samples to give to you guys because they're supposed to be matching those samples too. And that's, most brands don't give you those free samples. I mean, in sampling, if somebody buys that Zane 2.0, give them a Hale and Hush Sudescent serum to use in their home with it. Let them try it. Oh, you bought that? I'm going to let you try this new serum I have. It's at a great price point too. Why don't you go home and try this? It's our wonderful hyaluronic serum. Send them home with a sample with the tools.
She's absolutely right. That's and if they only purchase the device, sending them home with the sample is how they become a product purchaser.
You don't want them penetrating something in there that they shouldn't be penetrating into their skin. If depending what they have at home in their bathroom, it may be stuff you really shouldn't be penetrating into your skin. Yeah. I mean, those type of things, we're not penetrating enzymes into the skin. But you know what? They'll try it. So if you don't give them the proper products to go with it, they're going to use whatever, and then they might not get the result they wanted.
Yeah, so you compare your...
Sorry about that.
Go ahead.
Okay. If they're gonna be buying a device, I guarantee you they're using a product, right? So if they're using a product, why not give them a product that actually works? So Hale and Hush product, I guarantee you they work. I put samples of hers in every shipment I ship. And
Yep.
because I know for a fact what customer is going to call me up and be like, hey, what should I use with this? The microcurrent is not working. Microcurrent is not, you're not, it's working, but you're not feeling it. The only way you're going to feel it is you're going to put any gel, any serum, any product on it. That's the only way you're going to feel the microcurrent. So they will always ask you a question like that. So why not provide them a sample? She gives a sample. Give that customer a sample. Once they start using it, once they start feeling that fact, they will come and buy the package. Like, okay, let me buy this product from you. Let me buy this, because you have to tell them this is the product, because they're gonna go home, they're gonna use the product they have. You don't want them to use the product they have because we don't know if it's gonna work or if it's good. We rather give them something that we know is gonna work.
Yeah. I also want to hint on giving them samples to piggyback on what he said. Not only do they have stuff at home that they could use, they're going to. They're going to. So the benefit of them having a sample is to see how much better it was with your suggestion versus what they had. In fact, someone in the comments dropped it in there earlier that they had their client who was obsessed with brand A. So she sent her home with a quiet wash sample and told her to take a picture of herself after using brand A. And then again, after using quiet wash, and the picture was all she needed. She came back up and purchased the quiet wash. That was Tina. Yes, thank you, Tina. Yes, that was a great example. I wanted to pull it in there somewhere. Yes, just taking a picture to be like, now you see what I mean? So sometimes those samples really are what they need to give up what they think is superior. So perfect.
But I still think if they're giving samples, somehow they've got to market to get it back to them. So they need to maybe put a sticker or attach it to a business card or something, so that then it's right there in front of them how to get the product again, so that we're not training them to want to go online and see where they can buy it online.
Well, if you offered it at, to take it, I know we don't want to discount everything, but on a sample, if that sample was attached to a card, to offer them 10%. If they came back to buy it now, not every time they come back to buy that product, but that first time, that's an incentive right there. You guys, and I know Pam does this as well as we do it too, but drop shipping. If you don't have that on your shelves, take advantage of drop shipping. We're going into the holidays. I know some people don't have the room for a lot of space in their treatment rooms. That's a great way to get stuff out to people. But it's always better if you have it on your shelves, because it's going to be way less money instead of paying for shipping a whole bunch of times. I see people, I know the economy is kind of interesting right now, and people that maybe used to stock their shelves a lot now are doing a lot of drop shipping. And I'm like, you could have bought X amount of dollars, as much as you've just spent over the last month drop shipping and all those shipping charges. You could have just gotten free shipping by the time you bought all these separately. But I mean, drop shipping is another option that's out there, especially if you have people out of state. If you have those little gift sets put together and you said, oh, I got to get grandma something, but she lives in Florida. How about I drop ship that straight to grandma for you? And then you're done. It's off your list. We check something off your list, Mary. It's so great.
And are you guys sitting them after you've done a facial with them and they've gone home? Are you emailing them a thank you, or are you somehow doing something? That's a good time to maybe also at the end of it, just kind of maybe have something on there showing this cute little gift idea, and give them some, like you said, a first time special. Make that a little.
If you're giving sample, I really want you guys to follow up, because if you're just giving sample out, if you're not following up, you're losing sales, and you're just wasting the sample.
Yep. Totally believe that. And how many times has an esthetician called Stephanie and said, hey, I have this event coming up and there's going to be 50 people at it, can I get a sample, or can I get some samples? And like Kris was saying, hey, we're willing to help, but you need to make sure there's a way to follow up to see if they like it, or way for them to be able to come back to you to order this. Because otherwise, sure, it looks okay, here I'm giving out these samples. how many of them don't even get on their face
Yeah,
then?
I won't support those people, and I'll be honest with you. I'm pretty generous in my stuff when giving away and giving back. But I learned the hard way early on is that I was giving out to oncology things, all these things, and it looked great for people to be handing out free stuff. And then I'm like, well, how, if you're not carrying it in your spa and you're giving out this stuff, yes, there are people that carry our stuff online. There are other spas like you guys. They have to follow certain rules. I want it to come back to you. So if you're not going to put something on the flyer or a card or something to come back to you, I'm not going to help. I mean, I'm more than willing. So if you guys have certain events and you need help, reach out to MedSpa, ask those guys, and I'll get that for Pam. They've come, hey, this person's having an open house or whatever. We need this. I'll give it to them. But I want to make sure we're driving back the business to you guys. Because if I don't want to get phone calls and go, I got these samples at this event that I just gave out to for your client, and then they're asking me for directions. I mean, I get calls all the time too. My esthetician gave me a bottle of something. I think it's, what am I supposed to do with it? I'm like, they sold it to you and didn't tell you how to use it? I'm happy to help them. But, you know, I feel bad because that esthetician is the one that should be helping them.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And actually, that loops me back to a comment we had before. Someone asked if these devices and products can be sold online. Yes, but with follow through. Just like Kris said, it's not a matter of just taking an order and putting it in a box. Your online sales are your clients who need just as much in esthetician support as your in office people. So yes, these can be drop shipped and can be sold online, but they still need to come with you.
And we only allow it with Hale and Hush if you sign our internet sales agreement. It's $500 a quarter between back bar and retail, and we would verify that with Pam and Stephanie. You have to have taken our product knowledge course because we don't have a lot of returns. I'll be honest. I mean, I can't say nobody would ever react to something, but I don't get a lot of returns because we're having estheticians give it out. So I need you trained. So I need you to know how to answer the questions and give them the right product. I mean,
Yeah.
same thing. You don't want to go home and then have somebody go, you know, I don't know how to use this Zane, 2.0 because you didn't show me how to use it. Well, it's not cleansing my face. Well, it's not a cleanser. I mean, they do stupid stuff like that. I hate to say that, but if you didn't show them how to use it, they have no idea.
Absolutely. That is it. And that's why a lot of times I really like it when the estheticians will do a virtual consultation at least with them and make sure that they have an idea of how to use everything.
If you carry those tools Talha has and you carry Hale and Hush in your place, do a little Zoom that's recorded that they can go back and watch later. Like how to use our Christmas ideas or tools, and here's Hale and Hush with Talha has a little Terra scrubber that Pam carries. Show how to use that with your quiet wash. Show how to use the oil with the roller. Show how to use the gua sha with the Hush Hydrate and the Zade 2.0 with the Soothe Essence. Show how to use it all together. And then right now, between now and the holidays, I make them up little cards for your clients that says blanks wish list. And when they come in, you write in Mary's wish list and then you put your contact information on there so they can hand this card out to, their husband, whoever, grandpa, whatever. And you know what? It's great for teenagers that come into your spa. Mom's looking for a great gift for the holidays. That card, it's already done. Your name's on there to send them right back to buy it. They don't even have to look for it online because it's all right there for you.
Nice.
Offer a little service that you'll put it in a little gift bag with some tissue for them. And they're all done for Christmas.
I'm sure you're picking up on this, that it's just all these little details that set you apart in retailing. It's nothing major. It's just that you care and that you want to make the client's experience better, the best it can be, whether that's picking the best products, packaging them together for them, making it as easy as possible to get these products in their hands. I just looked down at the clock and saw that we have gone way over. We always do. So I'll go ahead and wrap it up. Just to kind of explain how the relationship works here. We are a distributor for Hale and Hush and for Zach's, meaning that you can put both of those items in the cart with us and shipped from us. We work, as you can see, we work very closely with the two. I'm not here to steal anyone's clients. You guys are all our collective clients. I'm here to help however I can. But just it's convenient to be able to order 2 brands in the same box. So if you're not registered with MedSpaDistributors.biz, go ahead and do that now. There's plenty more there that can go with these devices and with Hale and Hush, and I am happy to be your liaison for anything that you find online on how to use those, how to bring those into your spa. I know we focused heavily on Zach's and Hale and Hush today, but I'm here for all of it. So
That's
let me know
because that's
what
the
I can
best
do.
combo there is Zach and Hale and Hush.
There
So
you go.
It's
True.
more about
It's
Kris,
true.
Pam, and Talha.
Now, let's see. I'll open the floor for any questions, anything we can do for you guys here in these last couple minutes before we set you free. Anybody? Oh, there was a question if this will be recorded and sent out. Yes, it is. We just need a little bit of time to get it formatted and in your email box. So within a day-ish, usually we can get those over to you. Getting some thank yous of thank you to you guys. Thank you guys for taking time out of your day. I know you could have been in a treatment right now, but you chose to be here, and I appreciate that. So I'll turn it over to you. Anybody else want to sign off and say goodbye? But thank you guys so much for coming, and I cannot wait to watch the dollars flow in for you. Anybody else?
Hale and Hush has got a special right now. Woo-hoo, for the
oh,
Oh,
they do? Really? I didn't know that.
yeah, good point. Yes, you've got one more day to get in on Chris's anniversary sale. So
And the sale is available on MedSpa for you guys. Go on there. They'll match the samples just like we do, whatever you need. Pam does, I will say, as far as the distributor, she's top notch. She does whatever I ask her to do. She follows the rules of Hale and Hush. I've had other ones before that don't give that great customer service like they do. And they treat Hale and Hush like I would treat Hale and Hush. And I mean, they're always supportive of all of us, Talha, myself, any other vendors they work with. They're always there to help us and support you guys. And you know, that's the whole point.
That's the point. We want to work as a team, and we want to do exactly what our manufacturers want us to do. So if we're to give one-to-one sample, we're going to do one-to-one sample. If there's, like, Kris has been so generous in so many ways, she has, you know, something coming up and she says, okay, do you guys want to be involved in it? We're like, yeah, of course, you know, because I mean, we want to be right there and do the exact same. So we want to be a team. And for Zach products, he knows I'll bug the heck out of him if I can't get something right away, you know, and he puts
reach out to Pam that we have a protocol with Zach and Hale and Hush. Reach out to Pam and Stephanie for that protocol with some of the tools and things. So definitely, you know, a lot of opportunities for you guys to pair us together, amongst other things that MedSpa has to grow your retail sales, especially with this holiday season coming, because that Christmas stuff is already out at the store. It's very scary.
Yeah.
Another benefit of working with MedSpa for Zach's things is sometimes I can call Talha and be first on the list for the back ordered LED mask to go out. So you get the benefit of me bugging Talha, so we get our stuff first.
It's always I'm always here for Pam. Pam has been amazing to me. She is great. I'm always gonna be here for her, and whatever she needs, I'm ready.
And
Awesome.
it's sometimes we'll even have one left, then he might not have it because we do stock too. So there are times where it's like, don't have any of those LED panel masks. Guess what? I still have two.
We have the last remaining LED for 2 weeks.
Oh, that's what we do when if we're out of something here. I tell them go to my distributors.
And she does.
They have it.
She has done that. Said, hey, you know, Kris told me to call you and see if you might have this right now. And so there are some times that we do have things, but they're always so good to try to get us so we get ours and keep stock. And you know, we like to be a stocking distributor. So you know, I mean, but think now is the time for the holidays. Little things do make a big difference when it comes to retailing. But you know, also keep in mind, you can just set it out, like we said, talk about it. Don't try to talk them into buying everything at one time. Maybe there's a few things. Maybe you're going to give them a sample of something else for them to try to make sure how their skin likes it before you do everything. You know, and you're going to gain their trust when you do that. And then, like with devices, you're going to gain their trust because you're putting them onto something that they can use at home to
Mhm.
maintain in between their professional treatments. But you're their professional. You're the one looking at their skin. You're the one telling them what you feel is best for their skin. You're the professional. I don't care if you just graduated yesterday. You have the license. You want to be the professionals. Now, behind the scenes, what happens a lot of times, and I'm sure that both manufacturers will tell you this, is they're going to call us and say, hey, I got this client. They'll shoot us a picture of their client and say, what would you recommend I use on them? Because maybe they're a solo esthetician and they feel like they're out there by themselves. Or they'll say, okay, I'm getting the retail and I'm starting to feel a little more comfortable, but what else can you tell me? And we may say, okay, well, are you doing this? Have you tried this? Does this work for you? And that's what we're here for, is to be a team and to help each other.
Yeah. Yep. And we've kept them forever. I am going to let you guys go, but if there's anything you need, you are always welcome to call me. I am here for you, as is everyone else here, but we'd love to have you at MedSpa Distributors. And like I said, I cannot wait to see your retail just start flowing in. Well, I'll let you guys go. So I'm going to sign off. Bye, guys. Thank you so much
Bye.
for
Bye,
coming.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye, Talha.
Bye.